Hello again, everybody! Welcome back to another Jedi Dropouts Productions E3 press conference review. I am your host, Ryan Taylor, and we are going to talk about Sony's 2018 E3 press conference. I am so excited to talk about this. I stayed up late here in Newfoundland last night to watch it, and I was not disappointed. I will say right off the bat, the pacing and the format was a little bit weird. Stumbled a little bit in that aspect, but the content was so good. Okay, so they started this off with this guy sort of introducing us to the Church of Sony. Weirdly enough, they had it done up sort of like a church. And then they had, I forget the musician's name, he was wonderful, a banjo player play just a song on a banjo, and then it jumped right into a trailer for The Last of Us Part 2, which was taking place in a room that looked very similar to the room the conference was taking place in, with the lit candle look and the same banjo tune playing in the background, which it added to the atmosphere, which was pretty cool. So we got an extended look at The Last of Us Part 2. A trailer showing off some of the new characters and just showing some of the setting, and then it jumps right into the gameplay. And oh my god, I missed The Last of Us. I missed it so much. It looks fucking brutal. It looks like more of the same. And Naughty Dog are just so good at what they do. I'm very excited about this game. It wasn't like I'm not saying I didn't want to play it before. Obviously, I mean, I enjoyed the first one. I'd like to play the second, but I forgot how much I wanted to play it until I saw that gameplay, and man, look, one of the best looking games of the whole conference in my eyes. So that's when the pacing got weird, because then they said they were taking an intermission after the very first game, which it's different. Okay, and we went back to our panel, and we got a couple trailers kind of thrown in between commentary. So first off was the Black Ops 4 trailer. Not a big Call of Duty guy, but I did enjoy that there was some exclusive pre-order content, and then they announced that Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was going to be immediately available as a PlayStation Plus bonus game, which, I mean, that's a pretty cool little addition. Then we got a little bit of a sizzle reel showing off Tetris Effect, Days Gone, Ghost Giant, Twin Mirror, and Beat Saber. All I don't know if they're all exactly exclusive. I think they are. I believe they are console exclusives. And then we got a trailer for Destiny Forsaken, Destiny 2 Forsaken, the newest expansion for Destiny 2. Looks like Cade 6 might be in a rough spot here if you're a Destiny fan. Cool trailer. I mean, it was a first look at the game. At this point, I was starting to wonder if Sony were going to pick this back up at all, and they fucking did. Because right after that, we get another sort of atmospheric musical performance. I do not know the name of the instrument. One of these traditional woodwind sort of. I'm going to sound like an asshole if I try and explain what it is, but it fit the mood perfectly for the introduction of Ghost of Tsushima, the newest game from Sucker Punch, the makers of Infamous, and this looks nothing like Infamous. This looks absolutely beautiful. This is a samurai-based game. The combat looks amazing. Great swordplay combat. The graphics are wonderful. It looks like a huge, lush, open world. The colors, the lighting, everything about this looks so good. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that these are the guys that made Infamous, because this game looks so far beyond that. It's closer in my eyes to The Witcher, I guess. I barely into the conference, and they have shown two of the best looking games, in my opinion, of maybe the entire conference. And then we got a short trailer for a game called Control, which looked very cool. And as I was watching it, I was like, this looks kind of up Remedy's alley. And yeah, sure enough, Sony is getting an exclusive Remedy game. The makers of Alan Wake, Max Payne, and Quantum Break. So obviously, I mean, you know what you're getting. You're getting some interesting time mechanics and maybe some telekinesis and stuff, and that's what it looks to be. It looks very interesting. Then they gave us the great shocker of the Resident Evil 2 remastered trailer. The gameplay looks to be the like over-the-shoulder style, like Resident Evil 4, that sort of camera angle, and it looks so good. Like, it looks like it's running on like maybe the same engine that Resident Evil 7 ran on. Like, it looks beautiful. I know my fellow podcasters Mitchell and James of Jedi Dropouts and Final Form are big Resident Evil fans, and I hope they're as excited over this trailer as I think they'll be. And then we got a release date for it, January 25th, 2019. It's not even that far away. I thought it was a great reveal by Sony. And then we got a really fun trailer. I'm really stoked about it. Sony are partnering with Justin Roiland of Rick and Morty fame for a platformer called Trover Saves the Universe. It looks like similar comedy to Rick and Morty. You could definitely pick out Justin Roiland's voice acting in there. I don't know what the game itself is exactly at this point, but it looks hilarious. We got a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, which actually revealed something, unlike Square Enix's trailer yesterday there. It revealed the Pirates of the Caribbean characters and world in the game. And man, they did some like intense looking motion capture. It looks way more detailed than you'd expect for a Kingdom Hearts game. And then we got into the third major game of this whole conference, Death Stranding. This is the first game from Kojima Productions, which is the new game company started by Hideo Kojima of Metal Gear Solid fame. And I still don't know what's happening exactly in this game. There's a lot going on. Seems like with every trailer there are more questions. We've seen Guillermo del Toro and we've seen Mads Mikkelsen. This one showed a lot of Norman Reedus. A lot of him in some sort of hazmat suit. There's a baby. He's got a tank on his back. There are invisible creatures that seem terrifying. All you're really seeing are their footprints. There's a lot in this game. And it looks great. It is beautiful. I don't know if this is going to be something for me because, well, for starters, I am garbage at Metal Gear Solid, and I feel like this is going to be maybe a tough game, whatever this game is. But it looks amazing. It looks like they're just letting Kojima absolutely run wild, and that's kind of what he deserves to be doing at this point, after all the shit with Konami, which I won't even get into. Next up, we got a short trailer announcing the sequel, Neo 2. Now, I haven't played Neo, but I've heard great things about it. I've heard it's a wonderful game, and I'm glad that they're getting a sequel so quickly. I know a lot of people are going to be excited about that. Last up in the conference was the fourth major game, and the one that I was most excited for. We got a big look at Spider-Man, and holy shit. In the first lot of gameplay we saw for this game, the main thing it was lacking was recognizable villains. So this time, they showed Spidey facing off with Electro and Rhino and Scorpion and Vulture. And they've got kind of redesigned suits. Like, they are recognizable. Well, I love the design of these villains. This whole thing looks great. I love the mechanics. I love everything about it. It looks more Spider-Man than any game has ever been. And I mean, sure, I'm a bit of a merc for Insomniac games anyway, but fuck, I can't wait for this game. It looks so good. And then they ended the conference, but after they ended the conference, they showed another game, apparently, which I didn't know about, because at that point I turned off the stream. Something called Deracine. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's French, I believe. Which is a VR game from Software. So that it looks nothing like anything From Software's ever done. I don't know if it's going to have the difficulty level or what's going on there. But, I mean, From Software have a very dedicated fan base. So, that's cool. I mean, it's not my thing. I don't play VR, and I don't really play much From Software, but that's great. VR is probably lacking in those kind of games. So yeah, that was Sony's press conference. Now, I've seen a lot of negative reviews online, which I find a little bit puzzling. I guess people were expecting more surprises in here. But what Sony did that nobody else seemed to fucking do was show intensive looks at gameplay. Like, they showed between 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay for Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and Spider-Man. And beforehand, these were the 4 games that they openly said are the basis of the entire conference. They gave us exactly what they said they were going to give us, along with some little surprises in Resident Evil 2 and Control and Neo 2, Trover Saves the Universe. I mean, like I just said, the From Software VR game. I think this was easily the best press conference of the whole weekend here so far. So based on that, of course, gotta give my good pizza score here. I'm going, let me see. I scored Bethesda a 7 out of 8. I'm gonna go with 7 and a crust. Just, it edges out Bethesda in my eyes. I'm going to leave a little bit of room there in case Nintendo absolutely knocks it out of the park. But 7 out of crust. Best in show. And, I mean, they've got, like, in my opinion, half of the best looking games of all of E3 so far. And it's not a matter of which of these games do I want to buy. It's where am I putting my money, because I can't afford them all and I want them all. Man, Sony absolutely killed it. So that is it for the Sony E3 2018 press conference review. We've got one more left. Nintendo is coming later today. I will be live tweeting that on Twitter at Shenanigandolph. And you can find other E3 press conference reviews of mine over at www.jedidropouts.podbean.com or wherever podcasts are found under Jedi Dropouts. Of course, under that same title, you can find episodes of our podcasts, Jedi Dropouts, and Final Form. And thank you very much for listening. Very much appreciate it. Do not forget to drop out. Later!